Well, it looks like Bitcoin has started to have a little bit of a bounce, but is this going to be the bounce that actually takes us into the next leg of the bull market, or is it going to fail and are we going to continue down a little bit before we get ripping again? As you can see at the time of recording, Bitcoin is sitting at about $96,000 roughly, and it has had a bounce from down here at around $91,500. With it looking like we might have a bullish divergence here on the daily chart, actually, which if this does confirm that we're going to be continuing on higher highs and higher lows, then this RSI divergence could play out, but right now it's not confirmed yet because it could continue down and just make this divergence a little bit stronger before it actually does see the bottom and then continue to the upside. If you look here, you can see that we're going to have like a silver death cross, I guess. We're going to have the 20-day moving average breaking below the 50-day moving average, and usually that's kind of a bearish sign. Plus, this hammer candle here didn't really work out very well with us coming down below that wick there. And as you can see on a short-term time frame, we are making lower highs and lower lows here. So if we get rejected here at these moving averages again and do break down below about $92,000, then we could come down somewhere around here, like maybe in the mid 80s before we find some real support. And a lot of people have been saying that this is a head and shoulders right here that's been playing out. So we definitely could continue to the downside a little bit more before we actually get ripping again. So maybe it's going to be a dip before a rip. But like I've said in my previous videos when I talked about how long I think this bull market is going to go, I think we at least have until probably like April or something. Maybe people are going to take some profits around tax season just so that they can pay their taxes. But right now it looks like we're just having a little bit of a buy the rumor, sell the news situation because of the Donald Trump election. And a lot of people, myself included, were saying that we were probably going to be seeing that sell-off after the inauguration. But for right now, there's not really any news about crypto and it's boring as hell. So honestly, that probably means it's going to continue kind of going down and sideways a little bit until we do see some positive news. And maybe the inauguration is actually going to be when we do see the bottom of this sell-off here. Because whenever the inauguration actually comes to fruition, Donald Trump has promised to do a lot of great things for cryptocurrency early on in his term. And whenever that happens, we're obviously going to be seeing some much better news and actually stuff to talk about in cryptocurrency, which is going to bring the attention back, and that's what we need to continue to the upside here. Maybe if we're really lucky, it'll actually come down enough just so that the RSI can kind of dip down into the oversold territory, and that'll give us plenty of room to run up in the next part of the bull market, which will definitely help us out a lot because as you can see over here, if I actually move it so that my head's not in the way, the RSI was getting pretty overbought back here in like November, and we were due for a little bit of a sell-off and a correction here. But if I zoom out here on the price, you can see that if the RSI does dip down into the oversold territory, like it did back in September, then we could see some pretty big gains before it gets back into the overbought territory. And whenever that happens, it can actually stay there for a few months, actually. And with the RSI being as low as it is right now, that could give us room to run all the way up until like April or something, like I was saying. Whenever that does actually come around to pass, I'm probably going to be taking some profits. And even if it doesn't top out in April exactly, right after that is May, and the old saying goes, sell in May and walk away. So we could see some kind of a sell-off at the beginning of the summer. And maybe that's actually going to be the top of the bull market. But if it does go into the fourth quarter, like a lot of people are saying that it's going to, I still expect some kind of a sell-off at some point. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do make it to that $120,000 price target that I've been talking about before selling off at like around April or May or something like that. And then maybe towards the end of summer around like July or August maybe. It could have another run up until sometime around September or something. Really, it's all just going to matter what happens with the Doge. Elon Musk himself said that we're going to have to deal with a little bit of short-term hardships, and if we do, then that could signal the top of the bull market. No one knows what's actually going to happen because this is obviously unprecedented, but we're just going to have to wait and see what Elon Musk actually gets done. And depending on what happens, I think the markets are probably going to react to that because it's something that nobody's ever seen before. This is obviously just really deep speculation and nobody knows what's going to happen. But as far as the timeline goes, I don't think this bull market is over yet. But right now, I'm not going to lie, crypto is just really boring and it seems like it's probably got a little bit more selling pressure to go. But it won't take much for the attention to face back towards cryptocurrency. And I think that maybe, depending on what Donald Trump does after the inauguration day, which is less than a month away, we could see the attention turn back to cryptocurrency really quickly, and we could see a lot of people FOMOing in, and that's when things could really get wild. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Am I wrong, and did we already see the bottom, or do you think it's just too boring in crypto right now, and we probably do have a little bit lower to go? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. But most importantly, don't forget to do only good every day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.